Staring at the wonders of nature, crystal clear waters and amazing adventures. Dig up the unique wealth of tourism and never showcase the terrorism. In the expansion of tourism, what is the role of globalization? The positive and negative effects to the civilization. Observe the blue sky and green surroundings. Find the right path to good leadings. Global mobility and ease of travel is one of the impact, aided tourism and left intact. Modern aircrafts, cruise ships, trains, and other modes of transport, allowing people to move quickly, cheaply, but with comfort. Globalization has made it easier to travel the world. Advancement of technology, easy to told. Improving the product, services, and resources, technological advancement puts smile on each faces. Discover the hidden beautiful tourist destinations. Make it viral with the hashtag Experience God's Creation. Make it progressive, gaining an edge over the competition. Upgrade everything, do the mission and vision. Greater awareness of destinations must be included in the globalization for the safety and for enjoyment and exploring the wonders with excitement. Generating knowledge about the destinations is a key for a better communication. Do travel shows, pictures, and vloggings show unique ways to improve learnings. Increased globalization comes with some negatives, terrorism, culture erosion, and some thieves. Because it is open, criminals are moving freely. Can't stop this, but at least secure anybody. But since globalization sweeping across continents, many people losing their culture, adapt foreign traditions, just go with the new nature. But one thing is for sure, protect everything, respect everyone.
Tourism is a big business worldwide. Tourism is a key service export for many economies around the world. It generates foreign exchange, drives regional development, directly supports numerous types of jobs and businesses. Also, it is a labor-intensive sector directly contributing 6.9% of employment on average in OECD countries. But travel and tourism is among the most affected sectors with a massive fall of international demand.
So here is my simple illustration of the economic trends in tourism industry. First, the tourism businesses are starting to decline, especially those times where the virus was just starting, like in the month of March and April. Then some people are unemployed, and also this picture shows the 7 continents, the Asia, the Europe, the South America and North America, the Australia, the Africa, and Antarctica. Then, you can see that here is a small door. That means that even though the city or the countries are locked down, people are doing their best to maintain the tourism industry. There are a lot of tourism industry that are still doing their best to cope up with COVID-19. And also, this figure represents the foreign exchange earnings. Some countries seek to accelerate this growth by requiring visitors to bring a certain amount of foreign currency in a day of their stay here in our country. But because of COVID-19, international flights or the foreigners are not able to go here in the Philippines, thus making our foreign exchange earnings to fall down. But because the tourism industry is a resilient industry, they are doing their best to level up or to get the right amount of foreign exchange industry.
Hi everybody, my name is Alvarez, a tourism student. So for today's video, I'm going to share you guys different information in the key trends and socio-cultural, especially in cultural trends. So without further ado, let's get started. First thing we have here is to stay like a local or hashtag act local. It's a key trend among travelers seeking cultural authenticity as they look to have a more real local experience by sharing accommodations with locals and include creative elements that can provide perspective with the goal of transforming travelers into more rounded human beings. So, second, we have here the cultural gastronomy. Exploring local gastronomy enables travelers to have their culinary skills and experience different aspects of their destinations in everyday life. So, the second we have here is the cultural gastronomy. And we have here the pilgrimage and religion tourism. It is expected that pilgrimages and religions tourism will grow in the future as it benefits from being part of the group and individual tourism trends and can attract travelers of all ages and nationalities. So we have here the pilgrimage and religious tourism. Of course, last we have cultural heritage tourism. It is a growing trend among travelers seeking to explore their own or new cultures and heritages by visiting historical or culturally relevant destinations based on heritage sites, traditions, and art forms of a destination. Travelers can enjoy the authenticity of the location, artifacts, and activities that represents of the locations or the traditions of its people from the past and present, including cultural, historical, and natural resources. So last, we have the cultural heritage tourism.
Trends in tourism and hospitality industry with regards to environmental aspect. So let's talk first about the tourist flows. So the climate is one of the major macro factors that influencing the patterns of tourist flow. The changing climates and the weather patterns at the tourist destination or the tourist generating countries has a significant effect or influence on the attractiveness of the destination, and thus having undesirable effects on the travel patterns, including the travel decisions, tourist spending, and of course their satisfaction. Destinations are threatened by the climate change impacts, extreme weathers, water scarcity, as well as the unprecedented rates of biodiversity loss, diseases, and extreme poverty. It is important that we make consideration about the environmental condition of the earth because tourism does not only contribute to the climate change, but it is affected by it as well. Climate change can likely to increase the severity and frequency of catastrophe like flood, earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, drought, and diseases that can have a serious effect on the inbound and domestic tourism. The environment can really affect the tourism industry, so we have to take consideration of what we do in order to conserve our nature and our environment. So in order to conserve our environment, tourism businesses need to reduce their impact on the environments they so depend on because tourism destinations rely on a clean and healthy environment for the long-term quality and viability of the product. Without such environmental quality, much tourism would disappear. Unless all tourism operators, large or small, take actions to maintain and enhance the environmental conditions and quality, the future of the industry is in jeopardy. To enhance the environmental quality, here are some trends for responsible travel. The trends of responsible travel. In the recent years, increasing attention has been focused on environmental conservation, including protecting and enhancing environmental sustainability among both travel professionals and tourists of the importance of responsible travel. Some of the trends are the ecotourism, geotourism, responsible tourism, ethical tourism, sustainable tourism, and the demand for green hotels tourism.
Hi, I'm Jhonaliza Tayam, and this is my report regarding the political aspects of tourism. The impact of politics upon the hospitality and tourism sector is dramatic. Almost unlimited are the ways in which government influence the delivery of hospitality and tourism products, whether through regulation of commerce, business and real estate development initiatives, cultural and historic preservation strategies, and taxation policies. Government may also be involved in spending public funds on the promotion of attractions that are privately owned and operated. Legislators establish accommodations taxes to fund these marketing initiatives, and bureaucrats pick winners and losers by selecting the specific tourism assets and destination they will promote. Business success is directly affected by political decisions that influence the environment, economic, ecological, and social, under which hospitality and tourism functions. This raises the issue of whether the sector and its interests are well represented in the halls of government. Is there more than that we as an industry should be doing within the political process? The majority of political issues that directly influence the industry emanate at the state level. Within state legislatures, there are two key means for having the industry interests represented. The first is through the lobbying of legislators. Industry representatives explain to legislators and their staffs the importance of hospitality and tourism and ensure they understand the impact of the myriad of bills they will consider throughout the course of any legislative session. The second, more direct means of affecting legislation is to elect officials from the hospitality and tourism industry. These insiders can educate and influence their legislative peers regarding the importance and vulnerabilities of the sector, introduce and champion legislation beneficial to hospitality and tourism, and alter or block legislation that may pose a threat to the industry.
The technology trends in the tourism and travel industry, general and COVID-related tech trends. The top 5 technology trends in the tourism industry. The first one is voice search and voice control.
Get flight details.
You have an upcoming flight in 18 days. Your non-stop flight from San Francisco International to McCarran International departs at 9 a.m. on November 29th.
The second one is the usage of robots. The third one is the contactless payment. The next one is virtual reality or VR. Now we are down to the last one, the Internet of Things or IoT. Before ending this presentation, let's recall the top 5 technology trends in the tourism industry. The first one is voice search and voice control. The second one is the usage of robots or the robotic technology. The third one is contactless payments. The fourth is virtual reality. And the last one is the Internet of Things or IoT. Thank you.